Hey there. Okay, the following video is just the quick lesson on multi-step equations and how to solve them. They will have distribution, collecting like terms, using the additive inverse in order to get variable terms to one side and numbered terms to the other. A lot of you already know this stuff, which is great, but in speaking to the Algebra 2 teachers and the geometry teachers, these are the steps. These are the concepts that they really want you to know. So it's always good review. Within the same module that you found this video, there's going to be a 10-question assignment. 5 of them have distribution on the left, 5 of them have distribution on the right. I'm going to show you an example of both of those, and you should be able to finish those pretty quickly. You don't have to send me a picture of it unless you want to. Ask me any questions that you might have. Obviously, you'll be able to see if you're getting the questions correct when you submit them into MyOpenMath. Okay, the video will follow. Good luck. Okay, so when you go to our Canvas page, this one was the first one that I sent out, and it had the survey in it. If you haven't done the survey yet, please go ahead and do that as well. This will be live starting Monday morning. Obviously, it has the dates on there so that you know which one it is, but you're going to be looking at number 2. This is the assignment. The video will be right before it. Okay. All right. The assignment looks like this. There's your 10 questions. Question 1, like I said, it'll have distribution on the left-hand side. And then 1 through 5 are like that. And then if you get through number 6, you're going to have distribution on the right-hand side. All the steps are the same, right? In fact, here they are. Okay, the steps, right? You want to distribute first. You want to check to see if, sorry, let me back up. Distribution, okay? Remember, that's multiplication. And when you distribute, you got to make sure you distribute all the way through, right? A lot of students will forget not to multiply to that second term. Combining like terms, so you look on the left-hand side of the equal sign, the right-hand side of the equal sign. If you have any like terms on those sides, then you put them together. The next would be move the variable terms to one side and the numbered terms to the other. This is where you get to be kind of creative. That's up to you. If you want all the lettered terms on the left, got to find a way to do that. But you're going to organize it so that lettered terms are on one side and the numbered terms are on the other. And finally, this one, the isolating the variable, that's usually when you're dividing by the exact number that's connected to the letter. Okay, so here's the first problem. Okay, and we have distribution over on the left right here. So we are going to multiply 4 times x and 4 times -8. And you always got to watch your signs. That's usually where people mess up. Okay, but 4 times x gives you 4x, and 4 times -8 gives you -32. Our next step is going to be looking for any like terms. So again, here's our border, right? This is the equal sign. This is what separates the two sides. So if I'm just focusing on the left-hand side here, I have -32 and I have -9. Those are like terms because they're just numbers. The one with the x, right? I'm not going to be able to put that one together. If I look on the right-hand side, 27 has an x connected to it, and -202 doesn't. So these two are going to stay exactly the same, but I can put -32 and -9 together, right? If I have -32 and I get 9 more negatives, that's going to give me -41. Okay, so the only thing that changed here was -32 and -9 became -41. Now I have a lettered term and a number, a lettered term and a number. This is where I get to organize. Okay, and I'm going to choose to take 27x and eliminate it from this side so that it can then jump over here and combine with its like term of 4x. Well, the only way I can do that to eliminate it is to actually show the opposite, right? Negative 27x would be the opposite, and I'm going to show that on both sides. Now that line is just an organization line. Okay, all this is telling me is that, oh, it's like an addition problem. Well, if I do 27x and combine it with a -27x, that is 0. So this position right here is going to be empty. -41 and -202 are going to stay exactly the same. So they're going to drop down as they are. This is where I have to be careful when I combine. I have a +4 and a -27. So I know I have to find the difference between those two. 4x minus 27x, and I have more negatives. So that's definitely going to be a negative result. In fact, it's -23x. All right, negative 41 equals negative 202. All that stayed the same, but again, this position right here is now empty because it's eliminated, okay? I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna get the negative 41. I want that position eliminated so that it can jump over here and combine with this like term. The opposite of negative 41 is positive 41. There we go. Again, I have my organization line, right, showing that I'm just going to collect like terms now. And the result of negative 202 and 41 is negative 161. Okay, now that I have negative 23x on the left and negative 161 on the right, I can isolate the x by dividing by negative 23, because this is multiplication right here. And the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to use a division step in order to create a positive 1x right here. In order for me to create a positive 1x, I have to divide by that exact same number. So when I divide by negative 23 on both sides, negative divided by negative is a positive, x equals 7. Okay, now what happens if you have distribution on the right-hand side? It's exactly the same. This one I won't go over the whole thing because you'll have it in front of you. You can pause it if you want to. Distribution's on the right this time. So I've got 9 times x is 9x, and 9 times negative 9 is negative 81. Everything else ends up being the same that you did on the problem above, right? We have like terms, negative 81 and negative 5 becomes negative 86. I want my x term to eliminate from this side, so I'm going to show the opposite on both sides, and I'm going to make sure that it's combining with its like term. This one's kind of neat because 10 minus 9 just gives you 1. So I really don't have to divide by 1 down here because it's not going to change what that answer is. But in order to get positive 5, to jump over here, I have to show minus 5. Got my organization line, collect those two. Negative 86 and negative 5, that result is a negative 91. And the answer is negative 91. Okay, there you go. Good luck.